Sound, light, and waves are everywhere. But do you really know how they work? Let's dive into the science behind them. These incredible forces shape our world in countless ways, from the music we hear to the colors we see. Get ready to have your mind blown. We'll explore how sound travels underwater, why blue light keeps us up at night, how sunglasses block glare, and why shadows change size. So buckle up, science fans, and get ready for an adventure. Tell me why submarines use sonar. Have you ever wondered how submarines navigate the deep, dark depths of the ocean? Submarines use a remarkable technology called sonar, which stands for sound navigation and ranging. A submarine sends out pulses of sound waves that travel through the water. When these waves hit an object, like a shipwreck, a whale, or even the ocean floor, they bounce back to the submarine. These returning sound waves, or echoes, are picked up by special instruments on the submarine. By measuring how long it takes for the sound to travel out and back, the sonar system can determine the object's distance. Sonar can also tell us the object's size, shape, and even its direction of movement. Think of a bat using echolocation to find insects in the dark. It's the same principle. It's a vital tool for navigation, exploration, and even for tracking marine life. Tell me why blue light keeps us awake at night. Ever notice how staring at your phone before bed can make it harder to fall asleep? You can blame it on blue light. Our bodies operate on a natural sleep-wake cycle regulated by a hormone called melatonin. Sunlight contains all colors of light, including blue light, which suppresses melatonin production, keeping us alert. Electronic devices like smartphones emit significant amounts of blue light, tricking our brains into thinking it's still daytime. This artificial blue light exposure throws off our natural sleep patterns by messing with our melatonin production. You can try using blue light filters on your devices, reducing screen time before bed, or even wearing special blue light blocking glasses. Your sleep will thank you. Tell me why some materials absorb sound better than others? Have you ever noticed how different rooms can sound completely different? Some rooms might be echoey, while others feel quiet and hushed. It all comes down to the materials in the room and how well they absorb sound. Soft, porous materials like carpets, curtains, and acoustic foam panels are excellent sound absorbers. When sound waves hit these soft materials, they get trapped within the tiny air pockets and fibers, converting the sound energy into a tiny amount of heat. Hard, smooth surfaces like tile floors and glass windows reflect sound waves more easily, creating echoes. Understanding how different materials interact with sound is super important in architecture and acoustics. By carefully selecting materials, architects and sound engineers can create spaces that sound amazing. Tell me why light bends when it enters water. Have you ever noticed how a straw in a glass of water appears to bend at the water's surface? This fascinating phenomenon is called refraction. When light travels from air into water, it slows down because water is a denser medium than air. This change in speed causes the light to bend, or refract, at the boundary between the two mediums. The amount of bending depends on the angle at which the light hits the surface and the difference in density between the two mediums. Refraction is what makes lenses work. They bend light in a controlled way to focus it or spread it out. So the next time you see a straw seemingly broken in a glass of water, remember that it's just light playing tricks on your eyes. Tell me why turning up the volume makes sound waves stronger. Cranking up the volume on your stereo or headphones doesn't just make the music louder. It actually makes the sound waves themselves stronger. How does that work? It all comes down to the concept of amplitude. Imagine a calm lake with gentle ripples on the surface. The height of those ripples is the amplitude, and it corresponds to how loud a sound is. Turning up the volume is like adding more energy to those ripples, making them taller and more powerful. Increasing the volume increases the amplitude of the sound waves. This means the vibrating source, whether it's a speaker or your vocal cords, is moving back and forth with greater force. This increased amplitude means the sound waves carry more energy, and our ears perceive this increased energy as a louder sound. However, it's important to remember that our ears have limits. Exposing ourselves to very loud sounds for prolonged periods can damage our hearing. Tell me why different musical instruments sound unique. Think about the sound of a piano compared to a guitar or a flute. They all sound completely different, even when playing the same note. This is because each musical instrument produces its own unique set of sound waves, creating its own distinct timbre or tone color. One key factor is the instrument's shape and size. The size and shape of an instrument's resonating chamber influence the frequencies of sound waves it produces. Another crucial factor is the material an instrument is made of. Wood, metal, and even synthetic materials all vibrate differently, affecting the tone quality. Moreover, the way an instrument is played also plays a role. Plucking a guitar string produces a different sound than bowing it. All these factors work together to create its unique voice. Tell me why echoes happen. Ever shouted into a canyon or a large empty room and heard your voice bounce back to you? That, my friends, is an echo. Echoes are the result of sound waves bouncing off surfaces and returning to our ears. When a sound wave hits a hard surface like a wall, cliff, or even a dense forest, it doesn't just stop. Instead, it bounces off the surface and changes direction. If the surface is far enough away and the sound wave is strong enough, some of that reflected sound will eventually reach our ears. Echoes are more than just a cool acoustic phenomenon. They have practical applications too. Bats and dolphins use echolocation, a biological form of sonar, to navigate and find food. Scientists and engineers use sonar technology to map the ocean floor, locate underwater objects, and even study the Earth's structure. Tell me why shadows change size throughout the day. Have you ever noticed how your shadow seems to shrink and grow throughout the day? Shadows are formed when an object blocks light. Light travels in straight lines, and when those lines are interrupted, a shadow is cast on the surface behind the object. As the Earth rotates throughout the day, the sun's position in the sky changes. In the morning and late afternoon, when the sun is low in the sky, the light hits the Earth at a shallower angle, causing objects to cast longer shadows. As the sun climbs higher in the sky around noon, the light hits the Earth at a more direct angle, resulting in shorter shadows. Think about standing under a streetlight at night. When you're directly beneath the light, your shadow is short. But as you walk away from the light, your shadow stretches out behind you. It's a simple yet fascinating reminder of the Earth's rotation and the power of light and shadow. Tell me why dogs can hear sounds that humans can't. We all know dogs have an incredible sense of hearing. They can hear things we don't even notice. It all comes down to the anatomy of their ears and the range of frequencies they can perceive. Human ears can typically hear sounds within a frequency range of 20 to 20,000 hertz. Dogs, on the other hand, have a much wider hearing range, typically from around 40 to 60,000 hertz. This means they can hear much higher pitched sounds than we can. Dogs have more muscles in their ears than humans, allowing them to move their ears independently and pinpoint the source of a sound more accurately. This is why you often see dogs tilting their heads when they hear something interesting. They're adjusting their ears to get a better listen. So the next time your furry friend perks up at a sound you can't hear, remember, they're experiencing a whole world of sound beyond our human perception. Tell me why some sunglasses block glare. Have you ever put on a pair of polarized sunglasses and been amazed by how much clearer everything looks, especially on a bright sunny day? Polarized sunglasses are like magic for your eyes, but the science behind them is actually pretty fascinating. Glare, the annoying brightness we sometimes experience, is caused by light reflecting off surfaces like water, snow, roads, and even windows. When light bounces off these surfaces, it becomes polarized, meaning the light waves vibrate in a more uniform direction, usually horizontally. Polarized sunglasses have special lenses that act like microscopic blinds, selectively blocking out horizontally polarized light. Their lenses contain vertically oriented filters that allow vertically polarized light to pass through while blocking out the horizontally polarized light that causes glare. This results in a clearer, more comfortable view with reduced eye strain. So the next time you're heading out on a sunny day, grab a pair of polarized sunglasses. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more amazing science content. We've explored the incredible worlds of waves, light, and sound, from the depths of the ocean to the music in our ears. But remember, our exploration of science never truly ends. Stay curious and keep exploring the wonders of science.